Hi, how is everyone today? Okay, so I got about 15 minutes or no, 10 minutes until class, and I went back to my car to do this quick video. I did it earlier, but I was just too drugged up on NyQuil pills to really express how I really feel. But I wanted to make this very short video, hopefully so, about the Pepsi commercial that was displayed yesterday. And it featured Kendall Jenner, who, as we all know, is related to the Kardashians. So, for everyone that wants to correct all the black people or all the POC who are pissed off at Kendall Jenner by saying, well, actually, she's a Jenner, she's not a Kardashian. At the end of the day, she is associated with the Kardashian brand. At the end of the day, she is benefiting from the Kardashians' capitalism. That's who she is. She is a Kardashian. Like, deal with it. Like, I don't care if people are linking her to the Kardashians. Kardashian, Jenner, it's the same thing. She, like, the bigger name is Kardashian. She is under the Kardashian name. Like, come on, it's like, speaking of which, it's kind of like assuming that Mountain Dew is different from Pepsi because of the name. It's the same type of brand, it's a Pepsi brand. So anyway, I wanted to talk about my outfit real quick though, because I'm kind of giving you 1970s black, brown skin Marsha Brady tees, and I'm just really loving it with the hair, which I'm going to take out this weekend because it's nearly 8 weeks old. And I don't understand why this phone does that. It's nearly 8 weeks old. It'll be 8 weeks old this Saturday, so I need to take it out so my hair can breathe. But I got this outfit, well, this top at, where did I get this from? Is it from Dillard's? I think it's from Dillard's. Yes, this is from Dillard's, and this was very cheap. This necklace that I'm wearing is from the H&M, which was $3. So then I'm wearing my denim skirt, which isn't really ironed well, from H&M, but I'm really feeling my look today. But let's get it started with the Pepsi commercial slander that deserves to get. Pepsi, you thought. First of all, your ripoff of that 1971 Coca-Cola commercial where everyone is coming together and holding hands, it's evident. You were trying to reach out to a generation just to sell your nasty soda. Pepsi is nasty. It's nothing but carbonated sugar. It ruins your teeth. I don't even drink a lot of soda. Like, if I do, it's in moderation. And if I do drink soda, it's like Sprite or Coke. I don't even like diet drinks because diet drinks are worse. Like, I try to watch my body's level of carbonation and acid, and I try to stay away from drinks. But when I'm thirsty and there's nothing else to get, of course I get a soda, but it's Coke. I'm a Coke type of girl. The commercial starts off with Kendall Jenner walking out of this building with a blonde wig on for some reason, and she leaves this building and she just randomly hands her wig to this woman standing there, this black woman standing there, this dark-skinned black woman with 4C hair who looked a little bit on the medium side of weight. And I am being descriptive on purpose because there is a pattern of which type of black girls are used as props or faceless and voiceless props in these type of videos. And it was basically Kendall Jenner starting this revolution, defending all these POC in the streets who were protesting, presumably against police brutality. And the policemen are standing there in front of the protesters. And Kendall Jenner walks up to them and hands them a Pepsi. And apparently she ends, this tension between the police and POC, which, here's the thing, I'm sick of people feeling as if this is a POC issue in America when it's an African American issue, a Black Lives issue, not just African Americans, but this is a Black Muslim issue. This is of course, the Somali issue as well. It's Native African issue. Like any black person in America is victimized by police brutality. So I really just cannot stand it when people try to turn this into, well, it's all POC. It's light-skinned Muslims or light-skinned non-black Muslims or light-skinned non-black Native Americans that don't really claim Afro-Cherokees, especially if they are dark-skinned. You know, like they want us to include everyone in their movement, light-skinned non-black Latinx, but then want to erase us from other ethnic groups like Native American groups, like Latinx groups, like South Asian groups, like Muslim groups. You know, they want to say that we don't care about Muslim lives because, you know, we're focused on black Muslims. We're not, they are upset because we're not going out of our way to defend non-black Muslims. So if we don't defend non-black Muslims, then we don't care about any Muslims for that matter. And it's just anti-black as hell. So I also have a problem with how, like, they try to turn this into like it's a generation of POC fighting together, and it's not. It's mostly black people in the streets protesting against police brutality towards African Americans. And it's disgusting because it was clearly used as a trend. It was clearly used to garner an audience to buy Pepsi because they always try to be edgy. They always try to be like, you know, we're this new and improved Coke, and, you know, we are for the generation, and let's market to celebrities. Because what I understand is that Coke has never used big names like celebrities to sell their products. Pepsi has always been about pretty celebrities, you know, like models that are standing there with Pepsi's, like the Brooke Shields type of people from the 80s. And I actually thought that was cool until, you know, this travesty of a commercial yesterday. Like I thought Pepsi was a cool type of commercial. I just was never a fan of Pepsi. And if you want to know more about the Coke and Pepsi beef, look up this documentary called, I think, Coca-Cola. I think it's like in the late 80s, and like it talks about the competition with Pepsi and Coke. And it's a very good documentary. I remember watching it in my economics class. I believe junior or senior year. I believe it was junior year, but this kind of like gives you an idea of what Pepsi is on. But I just wasn't impressed. I definitely don't care for the Kardashians. I definitely do not care for the Jenners because they want to be relevant. The only way to be relevant is to make sure that they stay in black demographics. They know that by being just basic white people, they cannot be relevant. Like, they have to be edgy. They have to be like, and I kind of compare this to like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian for a second, because I know Paris Hilton has been problematic. I know, like, one of the reasons she fell out with Nicole Richie because she was saying the N word, and Nicole Richie is mixed race. She identifies as a black woman, and that was why they broke up with their friendship with the Simple Life series. But it just seems as if people think that the Kardashians are these darker, cooler white women, you know, that are, you know, for the people, and Paris Hilton is outdated. But it's kind of like that with Coke and Pepsi, where people want to sit here and say, well, Coke is problematic, Coke is this and that, Coke is too PC, but then Pepsi is like a white liberal. It's like a racist liberal where it wants to act as if they care about the generation when really they just want the money. And that's how the Kardashians are. So it was very fitting for the Kardashians and the Pepsi brand to link up, because I just don't know how to explain it. And not only that, but yesterday was the anniversary of Martin Luther King's assassination. And for them to have a video like that on that day, on that particular day, is just tasteless. What time is it? Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, I need to go to class soon, but it just was a mess. I'm very disturbed. I'm deeply disturbed because the Kardashians never really speak out on Black Lives Matter. If they do, it's like something half-assed, like what Kim Kardashian posted nearly a year ago when people were getting on her for not speaking on Black Lives Matter, but yet wanting to exploit black bodies, wanting to date black men. Um, but never speak on the issues of black people. And when she finally did, it was from the view of cishet black men are victims, and I'm only worried about my son. And I made no mention of my biracial daughter, Northwest, who is clearly visibly brown. Like, she's a brown skinned girl. Like, when she was younger, she was pretty light, but from what it appears, this girl is going to grow up to be pretty dark. Like, she's going to grow up to probably be Mel B's color at least. But you're not worried about her. And here's the thing: what I hate about white women with like biracial children, and one's a boy and one's a girl, is how they think that their biracial daughter is going to have it easier than the boy, because they feel as if like no one's threatened by a black woman. Like, in their minds, they think like black women are seen as like delicate, innocent, which I don't know what world that is, but I need to move there, because I've never felt safe for being a woman. I've never felt safe for being in a black woman's body. I've never felt safe from racism and anti-blackness because I am a woman. I never felt as if I was delicate enough to not be harmed because of my race. Like, I don't know where people are getting this ideal from, but it needs to stop. But like I said, this commercial was trash. It's racist. It's not even something where I can say, well, they were intending to be uplifting, but it wasn't. It was purely racist. It was purely just to exploit a movement and trivialize a movement that has been going on for nearly 5 years now. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous because it used to be terrible to talk about race. No one wanted to talk about race. Angela Davis even mentioned it in her lecture at U of L that I went to, that no one was talking about race like just 4 years ago. And now everyone is talking about it. Everyone is on the bandwagon. But about 3/4 of these people aren't really for it. It's just to look cool. Because these people will sit here and say they want to fight the power, but yet they want to call people out for being too woke or for bringing up something that they don't really want to talk about. Like, this girl on Twitter, she made a point to say that although it's nice for white people to donate to Somalia, like, you need to look out for dangerous rhetoric, like, this poor Somali woman walked for 40 miles, and she's lucky, and we need to learn from her because we could have it so much worse. And it's very dangerous rhetoric, because it's basically saying, look at this Somali woman, she's in this terrible position and she's not complaining, as if to say like they only deserve like so much help and support because they are grateful. And if they weren't grateful, and if they were complaining, then it's like they are selfish people. So this girl was just pointing out like how it's toxic and ableist and anti-black rhetoric to always say, this poor Native African woman is so grateful for what she has, and we need to learn from her. And people were just dragging this girl and calling her all types of cunts, calling her a bitch. Even one person called her a fat ass bitch just to defend some white man who slid in her DMs, followed her, and when she tried to explain to him nicely, he was condescending. And I'm not going to give her the name because people have been bullying her. And I admit I did retweet some things criticizing her because I didn't agree with everything. I don't agree that accepting money from white people means that you are colonial happy. I don't believe that. But I also am not going to support anything that has to do with neo-colonialism or missionary things where it's for the sole intent of making white people look good. I will accept the money and I will help out, but I'm not going to support things like neo-colonialism. I'm not going to support someone that wants to make it about themselves, make it about their white saviorism versus just helping the people. Like, I didn't agree with everything the girl said. It's just, people want to sit there and say, let's be woke, let's stand up for what we believe. But then when we get too woke, when we say things that no one really wants to say at the moment, then they want to shut us down because they just want to be positive. They don't want to think about the negative things, which I understand, but you can't invalidate what that girl said. So I'm not here for Pepsi because these people have been trying to undercut our experiences for years, and now that it's trend, it's all what the popular kids do, the cool kids do. Now y'all want to like be a part of it. And that's kind of how I feel about some Native Africans or non-African Americans who feel as if Black Lives Matter is something that the cool African Americans are into, and that we're popular and we get too much exposure, and it's not fair because there's issues around the world. And I'm actually doing a paper about that. I'm doing a paper on Americanization and globalism, and how African Americans and Native Africans and African Americans and others in the diaspora can link Black Lives Matter to a global issue, like making it so what's happening in other parts of the world can reach US media, because we are the largest media, and how we can use that to help Black lives in other parts of the world. But like, there are some Native Africans who feel as if because we get so much attention from wanting to be alive, asking to not be shot, then suddenly we're like, you know, getting too much attention. I gotta go because she's probably like fucking wondering where I am. But that's all I have to say for now. Don't buy Pepsi products. Coke is trash too, from what I've heard, but definitely boycott Pepsi. See ya.